Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I was super excited about this film because I am sick of the animated movies this year not being great. And there's only been one that's been above average, at least to me, and that's You Go Lego Batman movie. And then we have Loving Vincent. When I saw the trailer for this film that is completely water painted, yes, the whole entire film is water painted. I was, oh my god, I have to see this film. This is going to be amazing. And from a technical standpoint, it hits every expectation and then some. It's breathtaking to watch. Does everything else catch up? Not quite, but I think it's still a worthwhile experience. This is directed by Dorota Kobiela and Hugh Welshman. And looking at this film, how this story is put together is intriguing. And basically, it's some kind of vaguely murder mystery kind of thing, this mystery of what happened to Vincent van Gogh, because this takes place 1 year after his death, and the layers being pulled back is interesting. Was it well balanced per se? I feel like there's some, and I'll talk about this in the writing, there's some subplots that I don't know if this was necessary, and honestly the pace got hurt by that at quite a few moments and really slowed the film down. But overall, I think it's a really intriguing, pretty well told story. And the tone, this is a serious film, and this is a heavy film, and it keeps that tone and mature tone the whole entire way. You don't mistake in this because this is an animated film that this might be a little childish. No, not at all. This is extremely mature and really shows it. And it does hit some very deep emotional things. And was I super moved by this film? Not necessarily, but I feel like it hit on some very important things. And the cinematographer Tristan Oliver and Lucas Sal, this movie is breathtakingly gorgeous. How this was painted and brought to life, I cannot even believe. And that's even worth just sitting there for the hour and 35 minutes of seeing how beautiful and breathtaking this film is. And all the care and effort that went into this film, it's unbelievable. And they really deserve a whole lot of credit for really bringing this film to fruition. And it is breathtaking. And then looking at the writing, but done also by our two directors, Dorota Kobiela and Hugh Welshman, but also Jacek Donnell. It's a very interesting story. What happened to Vincent van Gogh? Was there foul play? Did he really kill himself? Why? What drove him to this? And it is a very intriguing mystery that you do want to, you're sitting on the edge of your seat trying to figure out what actually happened and who played a role in it. And you have a lot of characters in this film where it might be a little overstuffed and trying to keep track of everybody, especially since people do look a little bit similar in this film, especially with how it's painted and everything, but trying to keep track of everything can be a little bit of a handful. And there's some very interesting characters, and some of them it's like, did they really need to be in this film? Did they need to exploit the subplot? The dialogue is very mature, and there's some scenes of just straight up talking, which there's a lot of talking in this film, that are really, really well done and very interesting, and you're engaged throughout most of that and really bringing it in. And it deals with mental illness and what really drove this genius of a person who was making this art that wasn't appreciated in his time to go and potentially kill himself. And it goes to hard, dark places and balances that, I think, pretty well and in an impactful way. Now, I'm only going to talk about two of the actors in this film. I know Chris O'Dowd was in this. I enjoyed him. I love Saoirse Ronan, and she does a nice job in this film. But Douglas Booth plays our main character, who's taking us along this journey, and I think he does a fine job in this film. And one little shout out I wanted to give Jerome Flynn, who Bronn from Game of Thrones, fantastic in this film in his short amount of screen time. I think he really brought a lot of charisma and really a lot of presence to the scene that he was in, and I really enjoyed him in this film. Now, this film is going to probably be remembered because of the said gimmick that brought it to life, but I do think it's an impactful film, and I think it's an interesting film. It is a breathtaking look at animation, and a lot of the other things that go into it do catch up to it quite a bit in terms of a technical standpoint. But I'm going to give Loving Vincent a B plus.